Students, good evening. Students who are in the online, am I audible, students? So now we'll start the session. So today we are starting the most important topic, files. Files are streams in Python. So here, first we'll go for index. So what we discuss as a part of these files. So let me go for the detailed index now. So now here I'm going to talk about types of applications. There as a part of it, we are talking about non-persistent applications. Come in. Non-persistent applications. I said come in. Non-persistent applications. And B, persistent applications. Non-persistent applications and then persistent applications. Next. And the first point I will write purpose of files. Purpose of files. And next we'll talk about next we'll go for after that definition of file. Definition of file. And next under stream. Definition of file and stream. Next we'll go for operations on files. Operations on files. There we'll talk about write operation. Write operation. And B is called read operation. Read operation. Next we'll go for types of files. Types of files. There we'll talk about text files. B is binary files. Binary files. Next we'll talk about after that entering into file opening modes. File opening modes. File opening modes. There we will talk about first one R mode. Second one is W mode. Third one is A mode. Fourth one R plus. Fifth one W plus. Sixth one, fifth one. Sixth one I'll go for A plus. And the seventh one we go for X. And the eighth one will go for X plus. X plus. And number of approaches to open the files. There we'll talk about first one by using open function. Second one by using with open by using with open as approaches, followed by programming examples. Programming examples. This is called level number 1. This is called first level. So with that, you will feel that you know files. Okay. Next, I will go to the next level examples. Next, second level examples. Why you are sitting that say daily I have to say na? Can't you say once if I say that, can't you remember it? Move this side. Move. Daily I don't want to say students. Almost I said so many days onwards. Sit here. Why are you sitting alone there? Sit with everybody. So now I'm going to say object concept is now pickling. That is another way. Object serialization And next is what? Unpickling operations. Unpickling operations. There we'll talk about implementation of pickling and unpickling operations. Unpickling operations. Next, implementation of pickle module. Pickle module. There I will talk about function called a dump. Function called a dump. Next is called a load. Load off. Followed by programming examples. Programming examples. Most important. This is another level. This is second level. Important. So with that, you feel that you are an expert in programming. So next we'll go for one more thing. Here I will write it. Before that, I will write it. One more point I want to add it. Random access files. Random access files. Random access files. There I will tell you about the function name called what you know. Tell function. Tell function. And B is called what function? Seek function. Seek function followed by programming examples. Programming examples. Next, this is a second level. Third level, working with CSV files. CSV files, nothing but MS Excel sheets. MS Excel sheets. Do you know MS Excel? Do you know MS Excel? You know? Do you know MS Excel? Girls, do you know MS Office? Do you know? You don't know? Ma? You know, you don't know? Boys, do you know MS Office? You know, you don't know? Huh? Don't know. Okay. Then what do you know? Python. Okay. Next, implementation of CSV file operations. Implementation of CSV file operations. CSV file operations. Next, implementation of CSV module. CSV module. CSV module. Followed by machine తీసుకురా పోయి. Implementation of CSV module. CSV dot reader of. Number 2, CSV dot writer of. Next is CSV dot dict writer of. With the file pointer and the field names. With the field names. CSV dot dict reader. Followed by programming examples. See, students, beautiful. Next, this is another level. Files only. This is another files only. If I explain, you will feel that you are chum. Next, working with OS-based operations. OS-based operations. Like what? When I go to this, if I say right click, you are saying new and you are saying folder. When I click that option folder, there was a piece of code is written or not? When I say that, now I'm writing KVR, the folder is created. As a user of my computer, I created a folder. How to write a Python code to create a folder? How to write a Python code to create a folder? Next, I will go to this. Next, I'm going to write it. Rename. I'm going to say HYD. I renamed my folder. How to write a code for renaming a folder? Next, I will go for show more options. I will say delete. How to write a code for deleting the folder? How to retrieve the files from the folder? So many operations. That is called what? Working with OS-based operations. There I will explain a lot of things. I'm not writing what are the things I'm going to. How to rename a file, how to remove the file, how to remove the folder, how to retrieve Python files, how to retrieve CSV files, how to retrieve Java files, how to retrieve whatever the files you like it. So many examples. Implementation of OS module followed by programming examples. This is another level. After doing that, you will feel that you are guru, Python guru. Next, see, working with JSON files, JavaScript, object notation, JSON. Do you know JavaScript? Do you know JavaScript or not? HTML, JavaScript, Bootstrap, CSS, you know? Hey, everything you are saying, you know or not, you are not saying, you know or not. Not answering. Working with JSON files. Next, implementation of JSON module. There I will write it. A JSON dot what? Loads. JSON dot loads. B JSON dot dump. JSON dot dump. C JSON dot load. Loads and load followed by programming examples. This is the topic of files. Wonderful topics. See how much content. If I say this now, you'll feel you'll know everything, but see how many levels. So download any IIT syllabus. Watch files means this content. After learning everything, go to any interview, just left hand, left finger. Put a question. What? If you learn everything, are you jump or not? So this I will take almost. So minimum I will go for taking up 5 days minimum it will take, because if I take only this thing, it will take 1 or 2 days, that will complete. But the main important thing is from here onwards, your programming will start. In C language also, files concept is available. In C language also, files concept is available. In C++ also, files concept is available. In Java also, files concept is available. In C#.NET also, files concept is available. And I hope you know files in C language. I don't know who knows this. I don't know. Don't worry about it. I'm not taking any of your basics. I'm the whole and responsible for your subject. Python files, I want to make you master in this, provided if you attend regularly, punctually to the classes. Day by day, if anybody attend, without attending, you will become supervisor, not a software engineer. Okay now? So let us start about files or streams. I will take it. Online students, please confirm once. Is this is clear for you? All of you confirm. Is this concept is clear today? Is the index is clear first of all? That is what I want to ask you. Files. Inside of that, index. Inside of that, I will go for saying that index of files or streams. So this is an agreement paper. This agreement paper I have to explain. And this agreement paper, when I give it, if you show to anybody, see my agreement, you ask their agreement, see both comparison. Where is more that you have to learn it. Start up. Giridharan, yes sir, excited to learn new concepts. Yes. From here onwards, these are all called what? See, module you are learning, module you are learning, module you are learning, module you are learning. Okay, na? Modules concept already done, na? Yes. Let us start. Why files concept is required? Simple. So total concentration in on programming. To know the programming, first day, always in any time, concept coverage is important. Why we need files? Now, let us start the importance of file. I will discuss, I will give explanation, then I will go for the introduction to files I am going to start with. Carefully try to listen. Not a difficult. Let us follow. In any organization, students, in any organization, to take effective decisions, effective decisions, what is the most important factor to take an effective decisions? What is the most important? Come on. Data. So, Sharif, my dear student, if you want to apply the statistics, what is important? Data is important. When data is there, you can apply any sort of things. Statistics, analysis, anything you can apply. First, data is important or not? From the data, you take banking. Data, you take it. What type of data available with them? Total customers data is available. In a financial year 2023, 2024, they want to see which customers has performed the transactions of more than 10 lakhs in a year for sending the information to income tax department. Who are the people not yet performed a single transaction to declare them as NPS, non-performing account holders? Who are the people deposited more than 1 lakh or 2 lakhs in terms of cash? And what are the digital payments made by which customer and all? They will have some lot of working environment. There are a lot of decision making things will be there or not. So for the banking is concerned, data is the most important to take an effective decisions. You take in education sector, you take it. In education sector, you take it. We are going to take the data. What is the data here? In first year, how many people joined it? In how many, what is the percentage of each colleges? Who are the toppers? And how many people placed in the companies in 2023, 2024? And who are the droppers? And who are the failed candidates? Who are the people getting more than 75%? They are going to declare the statistical descriptive information about the education sector. Are you following? If you take insurance domain, they will declare what are the claims made by the customers, how many premiums paid on time, how many premiums dropped, how many premiums are in pending. They will apply lot of statistical information on the data which is available. You take marketing, you take Amazon. They will be having how to improve their sales. What are the sales made in this financial year and compared with the last year, this is sales are increased or decreased. How much effectively we are serving to the customers. They are going to provide a lot of analysis they will be taking care. So such a type of data by these different type of organizations, such a type of data by these organizations, will they store this data temporarily or permanently? Permanently. That is the most important factor. I am going to get it. Such a type of data, we are going to store it permanently. Are you able to follow? To store this data permanently, which type of programming feature is required in C language, C++, Java, .NET, Python, any language you take it. Which type of language feature is allowing us to store that data permanently? The one and only one concept which is available in every language is called files. So tell me, to store the data permanently by any organization when they are using any software or any project they are using by the organization, The organization is storing the data in the form of what? Files, or in the form of what? Database softwares. Database softwares. Database softwares. So files and then database softwares are persistency mechanism. People are using it. Persistency means what? Storing the data permanently is known as which mechanism? Data persistency. Spell out the word. Data persistency. What do you mean by data persistency? Storing the data permanently is called what? Data persistency. Even in NumPy level also, I will teach this persistency. How many approaches are there to store the data permanently? Two ways. One is by using files, one more by using database software. The two RDBMS database softwares. What is RDBMS? Don't tell full form. Don't tell full form. Already MySQL started. Are you attending MySQL classes? MySQL started. Maybe you know Oracle. So MySQL or Oracle started. MySQL is one of the RDBMS. Are you learning normalization there? Are you learning normalization there? 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, BCNF, fourth normal form, fifth normal form, how to design the databases and all? Are you learning? Are you attending that classes first? Why? Already the notification they send to you now? They send or not? Then why are you not attending now? Attend it. Compulsory. You have to attend. If you are a full stack developer, you have to attend. If you joined as a full stack developer, they are offering now. You need to attend that class. Okay, now? If they did not explain, ask them, sir, normalization explain. Create a table name. Even I said in my Python class, how to create a table. To create a table, you need one fundamental rules. If you are purely BTech CSC student or MCA student, in your DBMS concept, there is a topic called normalization. In that, how to design the database. When I enter into the organization tomorrow, when I'm implementing the project of ICICI, how to design the tables. For designing the tables is concerned, some formulas we will apply. That is called normalization. There you will apply CORD rules, CODD, CORD rules you will apply. Normalization concept you will apply. Okay. Anyhow, come to the point of it. RDBMS things are Oracle, and next is MySQL, SQLite 3. Lot of databases are there. All these RDBMS softwares are comes under the pure database softwares satisfies RDBMS rules are going to store the data permanently. So how many approaches are there to store the data permanently? Two. One is by using files, one more by using database software. So what is the use of files in the present industry? To store the data permanently. Storing the data permanently is called what? Data persistency. Did you understand the meaning of data persistency? Persistency means what? Storing the data permanently. Yesterday we run the ATM application. Was it persistent or non-persistent? Non-persistent. When I was closed my application, balance query was 3,200. For example, if I run my application, it starts from 500 rupees only. So was it permanently stored or temporarily stored? That is known as what? Non-persistent application. So how many types of applications? Two types. One is non-persistent applications, persistent applications. Sir, what is non-persistent applications? If I write the program by using these two approaches, we call it as what type of applications? Persistent applications. Persistent applications. What do you mean by non-persistent applications? Yes, whatever the programs we have written so far, all of them are comes under what? Non-persistent applications. Sir, what is an example of it? Simple. You take student, this is my computer. From the keyboard, I am entering the data. I am reading the data by using which function? Input of function. Am I reading the data or not? Once you read the data, is it getting stored in which memory? Main memory. Main memory is nothing but a component name called RAM. There the data stored in the form of what? Objects. All values are stored in the form of what? objects. That object data we are processing. With the print statement, we are going to display the result. With the print statement, we are displaying the result that will be shown on the monitor. With input statement, we are reading. With our logic, we are processing. We are displaying the result on the monitor itself. We call it as what? Non-persistent application. That means as long as program is active, result is available. Or once the program is deactivated, first program I run, second program I am running again. First program result is replaced with the second program result or not? The first program result, can you see during my second program running? You cannot. That is known as which application? Non-persistent. Tell me, in non-persistent applications, data stored in where? Main memory data is just temporary. Temporary data, that is, temporary data always going to be volatile. As long as power is there, data will be there. Once power is off, data will be lost. We call it as which application? Non-persistent application. Today, my requirement is this type of data, this type of processed data, after my calculations and everything is over, once my result is ready, such results I want to store permanently. To store the data permanently, we need, number one is called what? Files I need, and one more is what? Database I require. So the first programming I am explaining to you, how to store my data in the files. Second one, I am going to store how to store the data in database. There I will tell you, MySQL I will be communicating. I will communicate with what? Oracle database also. So even in my class also, I will tell you how to communicate with MySQL, how to communicate with Oracle also. Are you following? So first phase, what I'm going to teach? Python with files with Python. Second one is what? Python communication with what? Database. Because files will have some 4 limitations are available. Those 4 limitations are overcome by using which concept? Database concepts is available. So tell me, if I am storing my temporary results permanently, either I can go for files or I can go for what? Database. First we are going with what? Files. Files. Coming to the point back, files. So first I will confine to the subject of files. First I will confine to the subject of what? Files. Are you able to follow? Now students, whatever the data I was just typed in the notepad, whatever the data I just typed in the notepad, is it stored permanently or temporarily? Temporarily. Suppose if I go file, what I'm saying, save. Why you are saving this, whatever I typed it? Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, some days if I want to see them permanent storage, I'll go for saving. Where I am saving? In hard disk. I will choose C or D or E. In your drive, C, D, E, F, something will be there. In F, I am going to store it into where? This C, D, E are called what? Drives, which are present into my hard disk. Inside of this hard disk, I am choosing what? One file name. Is it asking the file name or not? That means my temporary data, whatever the temporary data is there, which I am storing permanently in the form of what? File. That means you need to give the file name when you are saving the data into. When I am saving this data into the hard disk, to that data, I need to give some name. Correct or not? Because in our class, in our previous place, ATM EXCEPT, ATM operations, ATM demo, some file names I gave or not? Why to give file names? For easy recognition in the further things. So file name will make us to identify my information or not. So tell me, temporary data always stored in where? Temporary data stored in main memory. Okay. Temporary data to be stored in where permanently? Secondary memory. Secondary memory. To store the data in secondary memory, what you must choose? File name. So temporary data stored in where? File of secondary memory. That word you have to use it. Temporary data must be stored permanently in where? file of secondary memory. That means files are there in where? Secondary memory. Are you following? Files are used for which purpose? To store the data permanently. Files resides in where? Secondary memory. What is the use of file name? To recognize for further purpose and all those things. That is what we are saying from the beginning onwards. Because it's a basic terminology everybody has to remember. Last and final. This word is important. How many types of applications? Two types. Number one, non-persistent, persistent. What is the non-persistent applications? What we do in non-persistent application development, we read the data from the keyboard stored in main memory, RAM. We process the data. We give the results and displayed on the monitor. Up to that process, it is called what? Non-persistent. Data will be there up to power is on or program is active. Once the power is off or program is deactivated, results are gone. To store such results permanently, I must save that data, such results permanently in where? File of which memory? Secondary memory. That word you have to add. Files of secondary memory. Files resides in where? Secondary memory. Files resides in where? Secondary memory. Are you okay? What is file name? File name is a named location available in secondary memory by holding our data. So it is a basic example, basic terminology I am giving. Are you okay? What is the file name? It is the named location in which memory? Secondary memory by holding your data. Okay, now 2 points. Where files are residing? Secondary memory. What is the file name? Named location in which memory? Secondary memory by holding your temporary data, which is made as a permanent. Okay, now shall I move forward? Now, what is persistent application? In persistent application, we read the data from keyboard stored in main memory. We process the data. Results are stored in the file of which memory? Secondary memory. How many persistency approaches are available? Two. One is by using files, one more by using, right? A small concept I want to show you. Concept don't take much time because programming I want to spend lot of time, students. So don't take much time, students. I want to take it types of applications. Please read out all of you carefully. The purpose of files in any programming language is that to maintain data persistency. The process of storing the data permanently is called data persistency. In this context, we can develop two types of applications. They are non-persistent applications and persistent applications. In non-persistent application development, we read the data from keyboard stored in main memory, that is a RAM, in the form of objects, process those results and displayed on the monitor. You know, students, every value of ours stored in objects or not? Now, example, all our previous examples comes under non-persistent applications. We know that data stored in main memory is temporary. So in persistent application development, we read the data from keyboard stored in main memory in the form of objects processed and whose results are stored permanently. In industry, we have two ways to store the data permanently. They are by using files, by using RDBMS database software, Oracle, MySQL, etc. All these things, SQL Server, all these things. Are you able to follow now? This is just trying to say how many types of applications. Clear up? So students who are interacting with me, I'm really appreciating you. Please continue the same performance. Please continue that. Good. Now I'm going to introduce definition of file. I want to introduce here something like what? Definition of file. Definition of file. Now I'm going to talk what is file name. What is file name? And files resides. Files resides in where? Files resides in where? Hard disk. Are you following? What is the file name? It is a named location. It is a named location in which memory? Very good. Secondary memory. Secondary memory, which is nothing but simply hard disk. Now the point is, what is the purpose of file? Purpose of file. Come on, to store the data. That's all. To store the data permanently. That's all. You already know that. Good. Permanently. Done. So I'm going to take up permanently. Definition of file I am going to say. Dear students, come to the point. I'm going to say, I want to store my students' information, everything, student by student, I want to store it in the file. Look at, I am writing, careful students, this is my computer. From there, I am reading the data. Enter the student number, student name, everything. It is available in the memory in the form of what? LST. Available in the form of what? LST. LST contains what? Number, name, marks, college name. It is available in the form of what? LST. Objects are resides in where? Objects are resides in where? Main memory. RAM is nothing but it is a component name of what? Main memory. All of our objects are resides in where? Main memory. Main memory data temporary or permanent? Temporary. As long as power is there, that will be done. That is called 10 here, RS here, and 4.5 here, PSF. And my interest today is such a type of data I want to store permanently. So definitely I must go for which concept today? File. What is my file name I am taking? To store my record, to store my object data into the hard disk, into the secondary memory. I must choose the file name as what? Student.data. You can take your own extension, whatever you like it, you take it. Student is called what here? File name. Data is called what? Extension for my recognition purpose. You can write student.info. Are you following? Any extension you can give it, no issue about it. Student.your name. Anything you can give that. There I am going to take up. What is our extension of Python? File name.py I am giving or not? Like that. I can give my data file. That data represents. It is my data file. This number 10 is stored here. This name RS stored here. Marks is called 4.5 stored here. And PSF is stored here. And one more time I will read another data. 20 something TR and some more value I am entering. That also I am storing here. 20, some TR, 3.5 and some XYZ. Like that I am going on entering what? All the values I am going to store it. These things are known as what? These things are collectively called records. Spell out? Records. So records are present in where? File. File is present in where? Secondary memory. Objects are stored in where? Tell me, what is the definition of file? Don't tell wrong. What is the definition of file? What is the definition of file? Muduvavulu. Purpose of file is to store the data permanently. I already said. Definition of file is what? Collection of records is called what? File. Cheptunana uspaka. First record, second record, third record, fifth record. Records are stored in file. What is the definition of file? A file is a collection of records. Such a clearly I am explaining. File is a collection of what? Objects resides in where? Main memory. Every object of main memory is becoming what? Record. Every object of main memory is becoming what? Record. In where? File of which memory? So, every object of which memory? Main memory is becoming what? Record. In where? File of which memory? Secondary memory. Every object of main memory is becoming what? Record in file of which memory? When you went to Aadhaar center first time, when you went to your registration of your Aadhaar details first time, they captured your total information or not? And that data is present in where? Main memory of their system. They said what? Commit or save. When they save it, Is it storing into other information file or not? Next year, after 5 years, you went for correction or not? You went for your updation of your pick. When you are going to that, what remains same? Number remains same. Number remains same. So when you go to that, they are entering the number and they are bringing other details. What is coming again? They are entering your Aadhaar card number, your old pick, your old details will come and you are going to do some type of updations. When you went to the banking first time to open an account, they are going to get the automatic account number and your name they will enter, your address they will enter, your amount what you are depositing, everything they will enter. And first time you inserted the data, right or not? Next day you went for depositing, what they will enter? Account number they will enter. Will they get total information from my file or not? From file. That means record is becoming what again? Object. If you want to do any changes to my record, I have to bring it to where again? Main memory. Simple, students. You are listening my class. It is entered into your brain. Brain is called what? Main memory. After going to home, when I upload the notes, are you writing the notes or not? Whether you are writing the notes or not, I don't know. You have to write it to become a successful student. You will write the notes. So once you write the notes, after 10 days, you may forget, but the notes is permanent or not? After 10 days or 20 days, there is an interview. What you will do? Directly go to interview. What you will do? Open the notes, which is already contains some records. That records you will store it in the brain or not? So the data is visiting between object is becoming record. Record is becoming what again? This is a flow between which memory to which memory? Main memory to secondary memory, which is known as what? Stream we can call. What is that? Stream, which is known as what you know? Stream we can call. What is the stream? The flow of data between main memory and file of secondary memory is called what? Stream. Stream. These are all called terminology of files. What is the definition of file? Collection of records. Collection of what? Records. So in the bracket, you must understand object of main memory becomes what? Record. In where? File of which memory? Secondary memory. And vice versa. And vice versa. Did you understand that? Record will become what again? Object. When I go for storing, object is becoming record. When I go for updation or doing some changes, again that record will come to main memory and you have to do changes. Again, you have to store it. Are you able to follow? The type of flow between main memory and secondary memory is called what? Stream. Able to get it? So three things: purpose of file, definition of file, what is file name, file resides in. These are the four important terminologies. Why students don't know files? Because of this confusing words. I explained very clearly. I'll remove. Tell me. What is the definition of file? A file is a collection of records. Files resides in secondary memory. Files are used for storing data permanently. What is the file name? It is a named location in the file of secondary memory. Clear? So, I hope you are understanding the meaning of file. So, I want to show you one small point here. One small point I want to show you. Look at students. Now I am going to say, already you understood students. Now I am going to take up here. Already you understood some points, types of application. How many ways are there to store the data permanently? One is by using files. One more is by using database. First, I am going to explain the data persistency by using what? So please read out. Data persistency by using files of Python. See students, definition of file. Read out. A file is a collection of records. Files resides in secondary memory. That is a hard disk. Technically, file name is considered as a named location in secondary memory. How important? The purpose of files is that to get data persistency. All the objects of main memory becomes records in file of secondary memory, and records of file of secondary memory becomes the objects in main memory. Definition of stream: the flow of data between objects of main memory and files of secondary memory is called stream. Easy? Terminology. This is called terminology. Before entering into the coding, this is a terminology. When I say file, you have to look at what device? Hard disk. When I say main memory, you have to look at what? RAM. In other words, your brain, just a fun example. Your brain is called which memory? Main memory. BTech first year exams over, forget the subject. BTech second year exams over, forget the subject. Third year, fourth year exam is over. After BTech, 5 months is over. Completely subject forget. That is called what? Main memory. Correct? Correct. Am I speaking correct? Akshara Satyam. This is called 100% perfect. And you have written first year notes, second year notes, and third year notes, etc. You have written. Still that notes is available with you. First, whether you written notes or not, I don't know. You must write it. If you have the notebooks, these are called what memory? Secondary memory. So when I say main memory, look at your brain. When I say secondary memory, look at the notes. If you have the notes, or otherwise show my notes. I have the notes as well as my brain. Okay, students. Now, coming to the point of it, definition of stream, one small diagram I want to show you. Diagrammatic representation of a small diagram, just to put you a small awareness for you. Look at all of you. Carefully follow this. Look at students, online students, keyboard, data reading by using which function? Entering into where? Main memory. Data stored in main memory in the form of first object, second object, etc. Process the data. Result is shown on the monitor by using which statement? This box of information, box of application development is called what? Non-persistent. So far what we discussed in the class is called what? Non-persistent. Well, coming to the point of it, such results I want to store permanently. Permanently I am storing in where? Or in where? That is called which application? You are storing, okay, but I will read the data back also. That is also known as what? Persistent application. Storing into permanently, getting the permanent data back for retrieving something, doing some operation, reading and writing also possible, which is known as what? All the applications in the present world run by the organizations are called persistent applications only. Correct? So persistency programming required in the languages or not required? Did you learn C language files by you? Did you learn? No, they did not explain. They did not, but I'm explaining. See how many index, the index itself, you see how great index this is. Everything I'm explaining. So that's why read well, write the concepts carefully. In 2 pages only total concept will come. Next is programming only will come. Programming is your life. Shall we move forward? Yes. Is the words are clear? So is this sentence is clear? Is this diagram is clear? Well, go to one more diagram I want to say. You see this diagram also, my dear students. You just see this diagram, SEMA, and you observe it. LST, this is a list object present in where? That is becoming in where? Student data is a file name and it is a named location in secondary memory. This is called one record, second record, third record, fourth record, fifth record, n number of records. Those records are present in where? So what is the definition of file? Collection of records is called file. Files resides in where? Technically, file is called what? Named location in secondary memory. Again, I carry forward that concept. So one box point. The data of object of main memory, that means this one, is becoming as what? Becomes as a record in the file of secondary memory. Yes, record in the file of secondary memory. And the record in the file of secondary memory will become what? Object. Records of secondary memory becomes as object in main memory. That is known as what? Stream. That is known as stream. Are you able to follow? Yes. So the same wording I was also written in this place. This is the point I wrote it. Clear? Is it clear? So are you seeing separately main memory and secondary memory? Main memory data is temporary. That is active when the power is there. Active when the program is active. When the program is deactivated or the power is off, data will be lost. To make them permanently, we'll go for what? Store them permanently. To store them permanently, how many approaches? Two. One is by using files, one more by using. That's all. So first we are seeing the data persistency by using what? Later I will tell you by using database, I will go for it. So we are learning persistency programming. First with what concept? First with what concept? Files. Later I will go for what? Database software. Shall I move forward? Good. Now coming to the point. Just to look at more. Purpose of files, types of application, definition of file and stream. Now I am entering into the operations of files. So let us start discussing about operations on files. Operations on files I am going to discuss. Easy, easy. So don't take much time. Let us start the discussion. On files, concept coverage is very important. To write the programming as it is so nicely, concept must be important. On files, we can perform two types of operations. Two types of operations. On files, we can perform two types of operations. Number one are called what? Write. Spell out. Number two is called what? Read. Write operation. Second one is called what? Read operation. Read operation. Sir, what is write operation? First of all, can you make me to learn it? Easy, students, not a difficult. Let us follow carefully. How many types of operations? Two types. Purpose. I'll tell you. Purpose, I will tell you. Next, I will tell you steps also I will tell you. Now I need to go for programmatically. Steps also I will tell you. Now I will tell you what are the exceptions are coming during these operations also. Exceptions completed or not completed? So how many keywords? 5. What are those? Try, except, else, finally, raise. Do you know 22 points? Now also, all of you, you are seeing whether he is in mood of asking or he will not ask. You are very dangerous student. You instead of thinking that, you think whether you know it or not. Do you know all of you? Huh? Girls, you said one day you will say, you know? Emma, Telsa, do you know? Then come to the point of it. If I say seriously, strictly, you will feel. If I don't say, I will feel. Then, boys, do you know? Who knows now? Raise a hand. Just I want to see your confidence. Okay, only 2 members. That too, Hindi students. I always, they only will say. You people will not say. Telugu students, confidence is not there. And you don't think that I'm praising somebody. Reality is reality. Oh, there, I know, I expected. And you said that you will say, but you are not raising now. So stand up. Yeah. Tell me, except points you tell me. Okay, good. 2 points over. Still 2 more points are there. No. Anyhow, good. 2 points. They are not saying even 1 point. No? Good. Sit down. So who will say? Any others? Now you understood. Now if I raise the hand, you will say stand up. You will understand the mood of the teacher. Let it be, students. Please read, my dear students. Read. Come to the point back. Steps. Steps I am going to say. Purpose I am going to say. Right operation. Please look at that. Right operation, how to understand. Look at, my dear students. A simple, a small awareness I will give you. And is a student, and it is called a brain. Brain. I just I want to go for it. A brain is nothing but something like a RAM. The data is stored here, which is called a temporary or permanent. Temporary. After sir is explaining for half an hour, the data is entered into your brain, and later the sir will give you the notes for you. The notes is going to contain your total data. The moment when you say, when sir says after half an hour explanation, you will say what? Write the notes or not? Then he is transferring the total temporary data into where? Notes. Notes is something like what here? File. This is called which operation? Write operation. Which operation, ma? So what is the use of write operation now? The purpose of write operation is transferring the temporary data from the file of from where? Main memory into the file of which memory? Secondary memory. That is the purpose of what? Write operation. When you enter your Aadhaar card details first, when they fill up the total form, when you say submit, that submitted data will be stored permanently or not? What is that storage of permanent? Which operation it is? Write operation. When you went to the bank after filling that entire complete form by the bank clerk, submit, they will say. They will say account is created successfully. That means they inserted, they written that data into their database or written the data into the file permanently. Are you following? Are you understanding what is the write operation purpose? What is the purpose of write operation? To transfer the data or save the temporary data from main memory into the file of secondary memory is the purpose of which operation? Right. I will write the purpose. I say write the data. What do you mean by that? Temporary data is there that I want to save permanently in where? File of which memory? Secondary memory. For that, which operation I will use? Write operation. How many steps are there? I want to tell you the steps. Shall I go for the first step? Second step? Third step. Online students, be careful. Tell me. First step. I said write the notes. What is the first step you will do? Tell me. Generally, you tell me. Technical, I will take her. Generally, you tell me. Open the notebook. Before opening the notebook, what you will take? Penna. Me answers, Miru. Your answers and you are not at all useful. After taking pen, what you will do next? Notes. Who will take the notes? Notes is called what? File name, no? First step is what? Choose file name. What is that? Choose file name. File name is nothing but what? File name is nothing but what? Notebook. Have you taken the notebook from the bag or not? Next, what you will do? Open the notebook. Choose the file name. Notebook indicates file. Pen also open. Your answer also I will include. Open the notebook. Open the notebook in which mode? Write mode. There are virtually 7 modes are there. R, W, A, R plus, W plus, A plus, X plus. Mind blowing. People can't even tell 1 or 2 modes also properly. You take any student and ask. Morning, NumPy students are coming from other batch students. They are coming for new Python batch again. Because they are seeing, I am showing in the middle of it, different reduce today I shown you. Reduce function I shown you. Reduce function, sir, what is this reduce? That is there already in our special functions or not? That is coming in where? Our universal functions of NumPy. How much important you are seeing daily? Come on now. Open the notebook in which mode? Write mode. What is the write mode? I will explain to you nicely. Next is what? Okay, opened it. Next, what you will do? Right, okay, right, good. Write first word, second word, first line, second line, third line. All the lines are completed. Perform cycle of what operations? Write operations. These are the 3 steps for performing which operation? Write operation. Tell me, what is the purpose of write operation? First, to purpose I am asking. You are telling the steps. Totally out of order. Transferring the temporary data from the main memory into the file of secondary memory, or to save the temporary data of main memory into the file of secondary memory. We perform what? Write operation. Write operation contains how many steps? 3 steps. To write the data to the file, first thing I need to choose the file name. Number 1. Number 2, open the file name in write mode. Yes, open. Third step, write first line, second line, third line until my total data is over. 3 steps. How simple? I will write these 3 steps, 3 statements I will write in the program. What you learned exactly, I will write the coding. You don't apply your own knowledge. I don't want. You carry my knowledge. That's all. Exceptions. What are the exceptions? While I am performing write operation, some exceptions will come, students. What is an exception? Runtime error of a program is called exception. When do you get runtime error? When the end user enters invalid input. Here, some exceptions will come, students. What is that? Number 1, file exist error. I will explain that in detail right now. Don't worry. Just remember, file exist error. Next is called IO error. Next is called OS error. IO error, don't tell input output error. OS error, operating system error. You are all gold medalist students. You don't try to share your things. IO error, why it comes? I will explain the reason. Zero division error will come due to what? Division by zero problem. Type error will come due to invalid operations, wrong operations, and invalid arguments. You will pass it. You will get what? Type error. Value error is coming because of invalid conversions. You will do value error. For every error, there is one reason. Is there or not? What is IO error? Why it will get it? You have to tell the reason, not full form. OS error, why it will come? There is some reason is there. I will tell you the reasons right now. Don't worry. These are the 3 exceptions comes in which operation? Write operation. Remember, next, don't worry too much about that. I will explain in detail for you. Next, which operation? Write operation. Write operation is completed. Now I am going to do which operation? Read operation I am going to enter. Students in online, did you understand up to here? Students in the online, everybody must respond. Everybody. Good. Very good. See how online students will respond. Very express like. Now, coming to the point, you will think by yourself. Sorry, when they come and sit in front of you, then you will come to know whether they will respond or not. You will compromise always, kada? You will always compromise. Compromising is not correct during student time. Because you have no internal marks. Fight with subject. Correct or not? Why you want to compromise, students? Don't compromise. You have to get a good career or not. Come on. Now let us move to the further. Read operation. Take general example. You have written the notes. Put the in the bag, notes in the bag. You went to home. Assume that you are a good student. Immediately after going to home, what you will do? 8 o'clock. You will take dinner and you will open the notes. 8:30 to 10:30. You will start doing what? Reading. What you will do by reading? Transferring the data from file of secondary memory into the main memory. Read operation is used for transferring the records from the file of secondary memory into the object of main memory. For that purpose, we go for read operation. Understood that? Write operation is for what? Transferring the temporary data from main memory into the file of secondary memory. Read is reverse. Reading the records of file of secondary memory into the object of main memory is called what? Read operation. To perform the read operation, how many steps are there? 3 steps are there. To read my notes after going to your hostel or house, what you will do? Choose the notebook. Choose the notebook. Number 1. Number 2, open the notebook in which mode? Read mode. In the hand, no pen is there, nothing is there. But cell phone is there. Why? Reading, some sound is coming, immediately verify the message. On the spot, you will verify. Not even, because if you don't verify the message, tension, what is there in that? Tension. What is there in the notebook? No tension. What is there in the message? Who sent the message? So, next, after that, what? Open the file name, choose the file name, open the file name in read mode. Third step, read first record, second record, third record, fifth record, sixth record, 10th record, until end of file is taking place. Read first page, second page, third page, fifth page, until cover pages are taking place. Are you following? Simple example. In this place, sir, what are the exceptions are coming? There are two exceptions are coming. One is called what? For example, when the class is over, you gave the notes to your friend. They asked it, you gave the notes to your friend. And you are under the impression that the notes is there in the bag. Because forgetting is a God-given gift. You gave the notes to your friend. He said, tomorrow I will give me the notes. You gave the notes. You went to the hostel and you want to read the notes and you are looking for the notebook in the bag. Do you have the notebook? What is that exception called? Notes not found error. But here I am looking for the file name in certain path, KVR 6 PM, under a so and so called what, exceptions, under that ATM demo.py program I am looking. I want to open it into read mode. Unfortunately, it was not there. You'll get which exception? File not found error. Are you able to understand? File not found error. Compiler will not look for checking the file name. PVM will look for the existence of the file. If the existence of the file is not there, you will get which exception? File not found error. One more error is going to come. You will say that error. EOF error. Spell out. EOF error. What is EOF error? End of file. End of file. I have 10 records. First record, 10 records completely I read. Now, you are trying to read 11th record also. 11th record is not there. You'll get which exception? End of file error. For every exception, there is one reason is there. These reasons I did not tell you. I will tell you these reasons, my dear student. Right now, don't worry. Did you understand these reasons? These are the exceptions in which operation? These are the exceptions in which operation? Totally, how many exceptions in files? 5. What are those 5? File not found error, EOF error, OS error, IO error, file exist error. If we say the exceptions in file, just tell that, and interviewer will compulsory ask, when do you get this error, all these things you will ask. When you go to interview now, please speak totally technical words. So definitely that interviewer will interested to know about what technical words meaning also. Like how you speed you will verify the WhatsApp message when somebody sent, like that is very much interested to know. Is it understandable? Shall we move forward? Yes. This is called what? Write operation and read operation. Now I want to show operations on files. My dear students, please read out. On files, we can perform two types of operations. They are write operation, read operation. Come on. Purpose of write operation. The purpose of write operation is that to transfer or save the object data of main memory as a record in the file of secondary memory. Steps. Choose the file name. Open the file name in write mode. Perform cycle of write operations. While we are performing write operations, we get the following exceptions. IO error, OS error, file exist error. Don't worry about it. I will explain perfectly. Online students, carefully follow me, guys. Second one, read operation. The purpose of read operation is that to transfer or read the record from the file of secondary memory into the object of main memory. Steps. Choose the file name. Open the file name in read mode. Perform cycle of read operations. So while performing read operation, we get the following exceptions: file not found error and EOF error. Easy. How many operations on files? Two. Number one, write operation, read operation. When you say write operation, what is the flow from main memory to secondary memory? Read means what? Secondary memory to main memory. That flow between both of them is called a dash stream. Beautiful. Definition of file: collection of records. Files resides in secondary memory. File name is considered as what? Named location. In which memory? Secondary memory. Good. Purpose of file is what? To store the data permanently. How many approaches are there to store the data? Good. Number one, by using files. Number two, by using database software. Easy. 6 o'clock, 10 minutes. Do you know all these things? Now it is 7 o'clock, 21 minutes. Do you know this or not? If you take a selfie at 6 o'clock, now glow is there in the face or not? If you read after going to home, it's a permanent glow. Correct or not? That is a fashion. That is only the subject. Correct or not? Yes. If you don't read, what can I do? You tell me. Correct or not, students? That's why. So let me move to the further. Now I want to tell you how to open the file in read mode, how to open the file in write mode. I have lot of modes are there. File opening modes are there. First, read out R. Read out R. R stands for what? Good. Because you already got great and knowledge, expert in that. W. Super. A. Accessor. Append. Spell out R. Read. R. V. R. W. A. Spell out. Add plus to that. R plus W plus A plus. Compulsory if I am taking an interview. What is the difference between R and R plus? Compulsory question I will ask. Sir, here R is there plus is there. We should not give. You have to give technically, compulsory technically. I will write a program and I will show. Next, W and W plus. A and A plus. Are you able to remember? Next what? X. What is X? X plus is also there. How many modes are totally? 8. 7 now. 8. Spell out R, W, A, R plus, W plus, A plus, X, X plus. How many modes are there? 8. Number 1, R, W, A, R plus, W plus, A plus, X, X plus. See, minute to minute, glow is increasing. Correct? Day by day, glow is increasing. Did I say in the beginning or not? I mean, any word is missing? No, because already when I come to day 1, 3 months projection is there in front of my eyes. That's why that much confidently I'll say in the classes. Correct? Let's start. Even beyond the index of my course also I'm telling in the class. So let us coming to the point of it. Now I want to enter into, before going to the read mode, and next is what? Write mode. I will explain in detail about those kind of modes. Even in C language also modes are there. C++ also file opening modes are there, but they never talk about single mode. At most, a faculty may say R mode and W mode. 2 modes only they will explain. Other modes never. But here, total modes, even some website, X and X plus, they won't explain. But these are the recent modes which we are giving in the class. Well, students, now I am going to talk about one more thing I want to talk before entering into the further types of files I will explain. Spell out types of files. Types of files I'm going to explain. There are so many files are there in front of you, students. Number 1, files are broadly categorized into 2 things. One is called what? Text file. Second one is called what? Binary files. Tell me. Binary files. Now I am telling about text files. Text file contains the data. Text files contains the data in the form of what? Alphabets, comma what? Digits. Alphabets, comma what? Digits and special symbols. Special symbols. Example, I'm going to write it. Example, I will mention one line gap I give because I want to write something over there. Example is what? Dot C program, dot C++ program, dot Java program, dot py program. All these things are comes under what? Text files, but we are giving our extensions. Our Python program is also one text file, but because of extension, that library is going to come automatically. Are you able to follow? Because our Python program contains what? Symbols, alphabets, digits. What is that file is called? Come on, text file. Dear students, one line I am writing that you don't get confused. Text files are denoted by denoted by a letter called T. You don't worry about it. A letter called T. Suppose RT I am writing. What is R? It is one mode or not? I am opening what? T. I am saying T. Open the file in read mode of which file? Text file. I am writing XT. I am writing XT. What is this XT? Open the file in X mode of which file? Text file. AB. Of course, B you don't worry. AT. Open the file in A mode with what? Text file. So I will use combinations also. Come on, students. Now I'm going to write it. Text file denoted by letter called what? Team. If I don't use any letter, this is by default will be taken. Which letter will be taken by default? T. Come to, you will get clarity when I come to the next line. Binary file contains the data in the form of binary format. Binary format, in simple word, in graphical point of view, if I speak pixel, all your, suppose you go to photographic images, you take it totally in the form of pixels. That if you store it in computer, it will be stored in the form of binary. Pixel format. You remove your skeleton face and everything. Behind that, one skeleton is there. That is in the form of pixel notation. Are you able to follow? So that is in the form of binary format. Now I'm going to take up binary file is denoted by come on, you can understand. Denoted by a letter B. Letter B. Suppose if I write AB, what is AB, ma? Append mode with binary. A plus B, not addition. Not addition. Opening the file in A plus mode with what? Binary. Binary. Are you following? Now, suppose if an interview is asking what is A plus B, don't tell it is an arithmetic expression. You tell it is an arithmetic expression, no doubt in that. You tell, do some overaction in interview also. A plus B, A plus is a file mode, which I am opening in binary. Definitely will ask what is the binary file, you will ask. What are the file modes, you will ask. And indirectly you are getting that person into your trap because you need to know what file modes. You can say, what are the file modes? R, W, A, R plus, W plus, X, X plus, A plus. Then interviewer is coming, what question is asking, where are you bringing that guy? So you have to mesmerize that student with your subject. Without subject, you cannot do anything. Subject is your fashion, is your ornament, correct or not? If that ornament is there, if you polish daily, you will increase your assets. Correct or not? If no ornament, no subject, how can you become rich? Correct or not, student? Come on. You are not a politician now. Politician rich is different way. Is it correct way? Total money is there with the politicians only. Are they learning Python code and writing programs? How, what they are doing, you know? In one day, before that designation, they are going on the scooter. When designation is coming, going in a big car. How it is coming? Within 3 months, going in big car, becoming software engineer, project manager. Then fraud, correct? That's why students, we have to be sincere. You have to improve your subject and be perfect. Oh, all of them. Correct. Now, come to the point. Now, what are the examples? Examples, tell me. Dot all images. I will write all images. Images. Images are what? Dot GIF, comma, dot JPEG, comma, dot JPG, dot JPG, comma, what? Dot PNG, PNG. These are all called extensions of our images. I will copy in my program. I will copy your image to another image. If you go to Xerox, if you keep your passport, I want 10 copies. 10 copies. How 10 copies will come? I can write a code for becoming 10 copies. They will ask how many copies you want. For I in range of what? 0, 10. Print off. Copy that image 10 times and put a paper and then give the print. Simple. Here also same. Same. So I'll copy my image. Next image I will copy. Or you take movie. Next example. Audio files. Audio files. Next, you take video files. Video files. In your system, lot of movies are there or not? In your hard disk, movies files are there or not? So MVI files, .avi files, MP3 songs are there. You copy the song also, duplicate the song, copy that. This is called what? Audio files. .mp3, .mp3, some sort of extensions of that. Here, what is that? .avi, .mvi, etc. These are all called what? Audio video files. You can copy because binary file, I want to deal with binary file also, where I'm going to explain. In this place, I want to explain. Here only, I want to tell you. Beginning only, I want to tell you. So that is comes under which files? Which files? Binary files. If I don't use letter B and letter T, which letter will be taken? T. So if you want binary, I will tell you binary. Now I'm going to take some example I am asking. Tell me students, PDF file with the images, is comes under which file, ma? Binary file. Wherever image is coming, immediately go for what? PDF file only with text, no images. What file it is? That's all. I have .docx with the text only. What is that file? Text file. .xl, .docx with images. .xlsx, Excel sheets with a graph, pie chart and etc. Bar graph, etc. Without images, text file. With images, anything, any file with image, binary file. Without image, text file. I hope you are following. So any file you take it. C++ program, text file. Extension I am giving, it will be taken. Our Python programs, etc. Any type of documentation which contains images and etc., which is known as what? Binary file. So I'm going to tell you types of files. I will say here types of files. Come on, in any programming, we have two types of files. Text files, binary files. Text files. A text file is one which always contains alphabets, digits, and special symbols. Text files are denoted by a letter D. Text files are denoted by a letter D. I will write here by default. Okay, next, by default, a Python programming language treat every file as text file. .py, .java, .etc, .txt, .xls, .etc. Without these things, I wrote it. Are you following? Binary file is one which contains the data in the form of binary and pixels. Binary files are denoted by a letter B. Examples, images, .png, etc. Audio, video files, PDF files with images, etc. This comes under what? Types of files. Clear? This is called first class always about concept. Why we need files. Tell me, have some conclusion. Online students, is it clear up to here? Is it clear up to here? Types of applications, data persistency, operations on files, and then next is what? Types of files. Come on, start. What are the use of files? To store the data permanently. How many types of applications? Two types. Number one, non-persistent, persistent. In non-persistent data stored temporarily. In persistent data stored permanently. How many approaches are there to store the data? Two approaches. One is by using files, one more by using database software. Good. What is the definition of file? Collection of records. Files resides in secondary memory. A file name is considered as named location in the file of what? Secondary memory. Good. What are the use of files? To store the data permanently. Good. How many operations you can perform on file? Two types. Number one, write operation, read operation. What are the steps in write operation? Choose the file name, open the file name in write mode, perform cycle of write operation. Write operation transfers the temporary data from object of main memory to file of secondary memory. So read operation, to read the data to read the records from the file of secondary memory into object of main memory. How many steps? 3. Choose the file name, open the file name in read mode, perform cycle of read operation. Exceptions in write operation, exceptions in read operation. Read operation exceptions, file not found error, EOF error. Write operation error, OS error, IO error, file exist error. How many types of files? 2. One is text file, binary file. If anybody asks after the class, what did you learn in the class? If you explain, it will take almost half an hour or not. To tell about all subheadings, it will become like that. Is it not more than enough? If you write the coding for that, it's wonderful. This is what I discussed up to here. This is what I discussed. This is all called what? Concept building. This is called concept building, I said. Now, tomorrow class, when I come back, I'll explain file opening modes. Friday, Saturday coming. Don't move here and there. Don't go to underground activities. Come to the class. So tomorrow, what is my topic? File opening modes I will explain. 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock is going on NumPy. Pandas will start Matplotlib. And 6 o'clock files will continue. Don't miss the class. Okay now? Is all of them attending 9 o'clock? Practicing, writing notes, writing. Everybody. Okay, very good. So if you are really writing notes, I'm appreciating who is writing the notes. Because if you start writing notes morning and evening, you will not go out also. That much work is there for you. After writing notes, you have to practice also. And there is no out. Only in the room only you will be. Anyhow, students, online students, I hope you are comfortable with this. I'll stop my class. Tomorrow I'll go for file opening modes. Any doubts are there, students? Hold on. I will clarify your doubts now. Thank you, students. All the best.